Long ago, in a small village deep in Zimbabwe, there lived a Musa family, just a husband and wife, yet they lived like no other. Their home stood near the river where the soil was dark and fertile, where crops grew thick and cattle fattened with ease. They owned vast land, herds of sleek cows, and every kind of farm animal. In wealth, they had no equal, and in envy, they had no rival. Every villager wished for what the Musas possessed, their house, their fields, their prosperity. But wealth was not their only gift. The Musa family were known far and wide as healers. From neighboring villages, people came to their doorstep. The sick were cured, the mad were restored, those hungry for riches found sudden fortune, and the tormented were delivered. To the villagers, they seemed touched by the spirits themselves. Yet, beneath their smiles, the Musas carried a darkness. They were not what they seemed. At times, they vanished without a word, disappearing for days, sometimes weeks. No one knew where they went, and no one dared to ask. Still, the villagers admired them, though whispers of unease floated on the night air. But in that same village lived a man named Tapua, a jack of all trades. Tapua was the finest hunter, a skilled farmer, and a man of wealth in his own right. But it was never enough. His eyes burned with greed. Whenever he looked toward the Musa home, he wanted their land. He wanted their house. He wanted everything they owned. One evening, as Tapua sat drinking traditional beer with his friends, his desire spilled from his tongue. With a boastful grin, he declared, "I can already see myself owning that land. My crops growing tall, my children running through that house by the river. It is meant to be mine." His friends grew uneasy. One leaned closer and whispered, "But Tapua, those people are not ordinary. They keep secrets, deep ones. And you know they have never sold that land to anyone, no matter how many beg for it." Tapua only laughed, his pride swelling. "They will give it to me, one way or another." The next day, he marched to the chief's homestead. In every Zimbabwean village, the chief rules over the land, who may claim it, who may not. When Tapua spoke his desire, the chief's expression turned grave. "Not that land, Tapua," the chief warned. "Choose another, any other, but not theirs. The Musas are good for this village. Their healing keeps us strong. We cannot afford to lose them." But Tapua's greed knew no boundaries. He leaned forward, his voice low and desperate. "I'll do anything you ask, in exchange for that land." The chief hesitated, but soon his resolve